Hi artists, in the last week I did this trunk, this portrait of Lilith from Diablo 4, and I'd like to show you the whole process in the next 40 minutes. Try to condense some days of working, and I hope you like, I hope you enjoy the video, and I really appreciate if you leave a comment, leave any feedback to grow up together, and if you like, put a like on the video and subscribe. So I really love this and like to increase and grow up my channel. Thank you, so enjoy the whole process. Here we are. So as you see, I already recorded the video on the start from Saints Fair as always, and I'm playing so much with Dynamesh and try to have something similar to female head in the like the concept I've seen, of course. So I prefer to comment the whole video with my face, of course, to have more completely I don't know, to have more fluid process. No, I don't like the just recording and you will see how a sphere transform into a character. So I prefer doing this. Okay, try to adjust because I see that the position was correct, and I love at the beginning, right, to have a pencil used to clay build up or similar, of course, to trace the part, the line, the principal masses before to add or less or take off the material. And now I try to add some horn. That it seems a rabbit rabbit hat is not like that. Try to inflate because the mesh with clay build up. Try to have to attach the polygon. And you can see in this part starting to build up the figure. And if you see, I use always the tangent line respect to the form of the head. So instead to underline the part following the line, I try to do the same tangentially. Like in drawing, if you have across the line to increase the shadow on other things, you have to do tangent line. I will show, of course, with image. I'm not the best artist to show the process because I have always rethink some parts, so I came back to other parts. In these parts, still I'm not understand well how is the concept. So because there are not many images of Lilith, so I don't understand how to turn around the horn and other parts, and this aspect still not have the regular masses that I reach at a good part of video. If you see some parts, I skipped forward because I'm repetitive. It's always the same. In this part, I just use clay build up to build the masses. So I I don't like to show you how I repeat this. When I sculpt the eyes, it always used to put the sphere as a subtool, but I prefer start instead to deline the ocular part instead of the eyeball. And at the same, I'm playing with, of course, clay build-ups, also Damian standard, like a 3D pencil, no? Of course. In the other parts, I use just the control, the preset control to the line as a pencil, or just use a standard only with RGB to put some line, some guide, so line guide. So on this part, it's not really need a comment. It's not the first video I did, maybe the second one in English, and I'm very like to try to improve my language, of course. Of course, the skill, I did this video to grow my channel, to have some other advertising, to publish my curriculum, of course, but also to grow up together. I hope that someone more good than me, of course, comment the video and give me some advice, of course. As you can see, I changed the alpha to around 1 because I need to build up, but at the same time I need to do more softly, because it's more easy than to press shift and smoothing the surface. Now we have a face. It's too much masculine. I don't think it's my problem, of course. At the beginning, you try to do always yourself, no? If you are male, it's probably you do a male face, a male portrait, then you try to transform into another thing, another one. And it's more easy to start with some male aspect, then become a female, in my case. If you can see the neck, right? The neck is too wide to be a female. Of course, it's a monster, so we can pass this thing. We can skip the aspect, but not so much, because it anyway reminds to a female. So the character, as you can see, is very grace, but at the same time is an evil, of course, no? A creature that you don't understand well if a lady or someone that can hurt you. I hope the fan of the saga don't hate me. Of course, this is my personal view of it's always an exercise. It's not for gaming or for also. So my personal view of his character, and I love so much that the idea that from a skin it becomes something more hard, like horse. Something more organic, but another way. I love this. Okay, the other parts is more largest in this video. I hope you skip forward, of course, I should maybe doing with some mask put an inflate to get easily, or maybe just starting with the ZModeller, as I will do later for other parts, other props of the head of the portraits. But in this case I just put music and podcast and start to do the horn. I'd like so much losing time. It's not losing first, losing time. Take more time doing the horns. In this part also I finally take knowledge how is the turnaround of this sculpt, because I studied too much this head. I didn't understand how is in the back, how is the whole horn, the number. Maybe there were two another parts in the back that I didn't see before. So now, as you can see, it's more lady face. It's less my face and starting to do something more woman, of course. Something woman. It's not like right, correct. I guess this is the second day. The second day that I was sculpting. I finished my work, of course, and start to learn, to improve my skill, and I choose a character that I love and do it with. Okay, do it this one. I honestly I played to Diablo 2, the second one, and but the concept there were already the Lilith, but I don't remember it. She was, or it was so cool. No, then I was watching some other artists doing this character, and I fell in love. It was I liked it so much, and I will play, of course, Diablo 4, but because I'm 30, so I remember that I loved too much the second edition of Diablo. As you can see, the active points is 300, and switching between 1 million to 300 to correct the shape, but this one is definitely the correct one. Now I changed the matte cap because I didn't see the shadow well. The problem of 3D that you don't touch the material, so you don't understand if there is some you already I don't know, dig the material and where is correct and where is not, because you don't see, but you see a sort of rendering, of course, of the shadow. So this material is, in my opinion, is better for to see how it works, the horn texture. I skipped this part, but I did the same. I take some time doing this. At the back, I decided that the horn doing so, and another artist doing a sort of concave part on the back about the horn. So I like this this idea, and I replied. I don't use morph targets. Maybe later in the face skin to correct, and instead use the smooth brush. I use the morph target brush. So now the playing is the play is to cross the line between the big line of a shape, so this one that I'm doing now, and the crossing along the long part of the horn. So the real work is the horn, is not the character. I duplicated the part because I want to separate the horn from head. The first idea was for a print, so I take an advantage to do in future these things. So I'm playing. I'm doing the mask pen and mask glass. So of course I push Ctrl W and I'm doing another polygroup and just separate. The first recording time was about 6 hours, and I skipped some parts, of course, and it became 40 minutes. I hope you like to enjoy the whole time. Of course, some parts will be repeated part, and honestly, I don't like to put just so much faster the video and like temper 10x 20x just to cut the duration, and I prefer work a bit in cutting software. So now we need to hide the difference between the two subtools and try to cover with the skin part the horn part, but without see that there is a difference. So I try to reconstruct the head back. Because it's more easily than to do a live boolean if we would print. At the moment I have no a printer, 3D printer, so if you leave a comment and you can have some advice to an economic one, but not so bad. Okay, some problem with Dynamesh. In this case, we need to fix the hole and repeat the Dynamesh with inflate and close hole. I use this one. If you see this clay build-up stroke I use is as just say before, the tangent line, and the effect that there are more structure. It's more more correct, like not my goal is not to see that the mesh is like a marshmallow. I know that is more not liquid but in form, so this continue stroke in the mesh gave me back this the aspect of real sculptor. I don't know if I say correct. As you can see, I started with always clay build up, and then with Damian Standard and Damian Standard 2 I used at the end when I will be with a more active point. I bit open the mouth because there are no expression in this tattoo because it's very symmetric and all. But if you have a bit open the mouth, you have you give her a bit more expression types. Okay, I love this part. I take really some time to do this line, and of course I skip it now. And then with Alt, if you see the pressed K on bottom right, I switch on and I'm not digging but adding. Digging, I could say just sub. Okay, and this part is just masking and doing a color. I'm very lazy person when I do this. I should doing insert a subtool cylinder, then create, but I prefer to take the part with what I've got in that moment. The color I redid honestly because it was too much smooth, too much. It didn't seem a piece of metal. The right problem of a 3D software that all material change only about the light, don't change about the aspect of the masses. No, it's always seems like a gum or like a clay. It's the software don't need to know what that material need to do now. Instead, the clay you can wait to have more. As you can see, the color I redid on the left part because as you can see it's too much. I don't know English. Too much. What I'm using now. So our target is have the same material but with different light and understand what is an art surface, what is just organic. The color, to do the color I just use a lazy step, a lazy radius increase to do, of course, a lazy trace. At this moment, I'm just doing the props of the head. The hat, I don't know, I don't know what is that. Is just crown, just a crown. So I duplicate the horn. I start to do several zero mesh and starting to do another surface props. As you can see, I did the dynamesh to have the thickness, then several zero meshing, and I did faster. Yeah, apart this part that I prefer to do again a single layer, then extrude again. My idea is to have don't use so much I don't know, the pinch or to do hard edge situation. So I prefer to work with the low poly. So I work with this single layer, then I use dynamics without smoothness. If you see under the post subdivision, there is no subdivision now. So I'm just, it's just a preview of thickness, this one. And of course I can work easily. This is the idea. As you can see, I didn't like so much, so I redoing again to do more clean stuff. This part instead is the back part that bring the veil under the veil at the back of the head. Please write if you see the word with the right the right term, so I will learn so much the English term of this. It's always a part of the crown. So as you can see, I'm using ZModeller to polygroup the poly loop, start to extrude the part instead to sculpt. I don't like, it's more faster in this way, because if you need some smoothing, for example, you just need to subdivision, Ctrl D, stop. I'm on top. I use polish by feature to fix some peaks part. As you can see, I did again the top part, and I subdivided. I blend the two different shape, and again I did a dynamesh, because I understand that the crown was a bit different, was similar to what I'm doing now. As you can see, always Z-meshing, that it's more easily to work with ZModeller. Then I'm groups with normals in polygroup with the max angle less than 40. I don't know. I'm just playing with that part, and again I'm working on single layer. It's not complex. It's more complex to narrate this part, to talk about this. It's very simple. As you can see, I'm inserting some edge loop, and like with the back part, I'm polygroup the loop, and now I'm playing with thickness, but also this part I prefer to do with the dynamic, because dynamics preserve the polygroup instead of extrude or Q-mesh. As you can see on the, in front and the back, the polygroups are divided too. And now I'm fixing this part. Some artists, I see that the hard edge, that are the props with our surface doing with Blender or Maya's more easily, of course. But if you need something that works with something organic, like in this situation, I really prefer use ZMODELLING. In my opinion, it's more easily. Instead, use Guzzi to work with external app. Obviously, to fix some particular parts, you need to use a 3D general software. Okay, with Alt pressed, I underline the part that I want to extrude now. I don't care if exactly if don't close correctly the part. I did it again with this brown part because it's more similar to the concept. I just add the plane and just masking, working a bit with move, but masking the top, and start with dynamics. As you can see now, dynamics, collision volume, gravity, too much gravity, that seems like water. Dynamics, and doing some curve blush. I don't like this first part, but I play, and then I use the standard, the normal standard. Oh, also these transpose clothes asked me to have some I don't know, this. Okay, and with single layer I obviously can play with slice curve, take off some polygroup and make holes. Again with the round simulation and fix with the brush, always the same. I duplicate in the same subtool, so with transpose press Ctrl and drag and add another veil. Do the same with the collision volume. If you can see the dynamics I put on the left of the UI. I love the cloth pool, maybe the only one I like. A bit with polish by feature. And I download just some texture images, normally from Google. Be careful to Shutterstock because you can impress the writing. As you can see, there is a UV activated because I open UV. I don't show in the sculpting process because it's a bit long, so just with the UV master I open the UV. Oh, now I'm doing the horn props, the gem. I don't know what. Yes, maybe the gem. Adding a cube, doing a rhomboid, but with the front face with the only point in the middle to do what I'm doing now. It's more easily to work with ZModeller. So I try to understand how is in depth, how is outside. So I'm doing the gem now, and I'm masking everything apart the center. So I just drag away and resize in the middle. So my friend Silvia Pasqualetto said me that without the boobs you can't go anywhere. And I had some parts, apart the jokes. Of course I'm joking, but it's more balanced. It's more balanced is a very awful word. It's more correct to have more long figure, because there is the horse, so it's more high part upside, and there is no. It seems too much cutted in the bottom. And of course I'm working with clay build up and round brush, round alpha. Round alpha remind a lot when you work with the thumbs. Skip the part, of course. And then I asymmetrize. So I'm working with one part only, and now I'm starting to do details. I break up the symmetry. I don't know the correct sentence. I still not had the noise, the surface noise. It's very clean. The white part remind the Maleficent. I mean the cheek and the dichomatic bone remind a bit Maleficent. And now I'm adding before a morph target and working with nice surface. I'm not fixing the mesh. I'm not using the project details, because when I started to design, I didn't know if we put a rendering or colored. I don't know. I didn't know. So just always for lazy part, because I just have fun with this. So I did before the noise surface, and then I fix with zero measure, more subdivision level that I don't show in the video. In the next one video I will show, in the second part I will show how I colored the character. As you can see, after surface applied to mesh, I changed the smooth brush to smooth peaks brush. So when I'm smoothing, I preserve the surface. So as you can see, that little hole of the skin, of course. Then I use Demian standard to increase some details, and standard with some alpha, the normal alpha. I didn't add anything. The Demian standard 2, what I using now, you can downloading from Demian Gumroad. The video is almost finished. Some parts, so in that part I changed the material to see better what I'm doing with the skin, effect. I'm doing with ZModeller the other parts of the color. I decided then to add to the chest. And honestly, I don't remember what I've done here. Just with okay, exactly. I need to extrude only the part to see like a gem. So I deleted the part, the edge loop, so I can drag out easily to see like a gem. And now with the standard, to preserve the details of the surface skin, I just doing the details that some concept shows. Now, I hope you like very much the video. See you the next days with the second part, with color part. Please leave a comment, subscribe, put a like to help me to grow up my channel. Thank you so much. I hope you like.